Oh, what's going on, everybody on the YouTube? This your boy Child in the building. I do got my brother next to me, featuring today for this reaction video. Okay, normally I don't really do reaction videos as much, but I've been on Street Fighter 6 for so period of time. Salt moments here and there, dealing with fighting people, and also dealing with these tournaments that they're running each and every week. But yeah, man, today we're gonna be doing a reaction video to the boy KJ Productions. He does little parodies here and there from Dragon Ball. I have watched like a couple of videos. I haven't watched the recent ones that he's been putting out. So today we can go ahead and do a reaction video. Like I said, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Trying to get your followers real slowly but surely getting up there. I appreciate all of you guys that support me so far. Yeah, let's go ahead and get it started.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, after Vegeta spun the block on Android 19, the Z homies gathered and made their way to the canyons to chase down Android 20, who was making a tactical retreat after realizing he may have severely underestimated the miniature Saiyan's abilities. What took place next was a high-stakes match of hide-and-seek, with the Z fighters searching high and low for Gero, while he bid his time until he could catch one of the fighters lacking. The first one up on the menu was Piccolo, who was almost drained bone dry if not for the efforts of his young hitter Gohan, who was able to intervene before the juicing was complete. After being reinvigorated with a Senzu beam, Piccolo stanced up and began to give the old android the beating of a lifetime, with even Vegeta smiling as he watched Namekian's Potato Sack 11s enter the android's exhaust pipe. Right before Piccolo could land the final blow, who else should arrive but young Trunks from the future, informing his comrades that the androids they are currently battling are models that he's never seen before, and the future may have changed more drastically than he thought from his interference. Taking advantage of the situation, Android 20, now revealed to be Dr. Gero himself with the help of Bulma, launches a massive blast that devastates the battlefield as he works to hightail it back to his lab in hopes of activating 17 and 18 before the gang squad can DPS him into oblivion. Krillin spots Gero outside of his lab and signals for his homies so they can drop the hammers on him, but it's too late. By the time the Z Warriors arrive, the good doctor already went to work and activated the Olsen twins, updating their firmware to the latest version so they can control or delete Goku and his goons straight into King Yemma's lobby. Trunks warns his father that the best thing they can do now would be to regroup and wait for Goku to recover, because he has already seen this movie before and he can promise his dad that this is not a flick he wants to be a part of if he can help it. At this point though, trying to talk to the prince is like trying to talk to a brick wall. That Super Saiyan transformation has this man acting like he got a permanent fresh cut, meaning he ain't listening to nobody, and unless you can put him to sleep yourself, your point is worthless. And so you may have imagined, without a second thought, Vegeta blasts open the doors only to reveal Gero in the company of two androids, a dark-haired edgelord with a bandana and a bad attitude, and a blonde bombshell with hips and a forehead for days. It appears that the Z fighters have finally made the acquaintance of the robots Trunks had tried to warn them about. Immediately upon the entrance being blown up, old Gero orders 17 and 18 to pull out the sticks and put these fellas in a boom town. But it's immediately apparent that Gero may not be in full control of the situation, because after Gero informs them that these are the fellas that took out 19, 17's like, "Oh, I see you, Gero. You took another one of my brothers out on the field trip and got him smoked too, huh?" And then 18 chimes in, roasting Gero for updating his own body with an old-ass firmware and components, talking about, "I can't believe you guys went for that old energy absorption model, but I guess you've always been a fan of sucking other men dry when you get the chance." At this point, Gero's starting to grow impatient with getting cooked in front of a live audience by his own creations, and once again orders him to spin the block on Goku's friends. Pretending like Buddy ain't even there, 18 goes over to another tank containing an android and is like, "Yo, I ain't seen this model before." 17 peeps and is like, "Oh, I guess we still got some homies left in here, huh? Turn them on and we'll go on a joyride here in a few minutes." Now Gero is really getting pressed, yelling all up in 17's ear that they better not start that android up, that big homie is an experimental model and still needs the finishing touches or he could put them all in the dirt. Realizing that he might as well be talking to Vegeta right now, Gero desperately threatens that if T and Tamara don't stop acting up this moment, he will go into his office and whip up another controller ASAP and turn them both into Kmart mannequins with the quickness. After hearing this, 17 decides that he's had enough of this geriatric piece of text mouth for one lifetime and gives him the Yamcha special, putting a hand through his midsection and shutting the doctor up real quick. The part that gets me super weak about this though is not only how abrupt it is, but the way 17 Vegeta stanced up when he did it? Why did Buddy have his head cocked to the side with one hand in his pocket like that when he decides to take dude out? Bro acting like every movie he makes is straight out of a cologne catalog somewhere. I cannot with this dude. But the combo ain't over. Right after he gives Jiro the handy, this man 17 kicks bro so hard he literally pops his top, and then dude jumps into the air like he's Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon and puts his size 10.5 Red Wing straight on top of Jiro's dome piece and explodes the dude's brain all over the floor like this is a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Fatality.
The anime spares us from the details, but the manga gets nice and gory, showing Android 17 kneeling down like he's posing for a sophomore album while covered in viscera and pieces of glass like an absolute maniac. Then this dude 17 walks over to the Z fighters, right? Krillin and Tien immediately get punked. 17 smirks, confirming the bitch pheromones condensing in the atmosphere, and walks back over to his twin like them fellas ain't even there. The whole while, Trunks' amygdala is going crazy. Bro had at least 39 flashbacks in the 45 seconds that all this occurred, and says out loud, "Nah, we ain't doing this again." Krillin hears bro in the background murmuring to himself before looking on in horror as he peeps Trunks powering up, and in a flash the man booms the entire hideout with them still inside of it. Promise y'all that this is why future Trunks will forever be my dog. This man does not play by shonen protagonist rules at all. Bro comes from the trenches, and after being through what he has been through, he does not play games. If he sees you as a potential threat to the Earth or his homies, he will melt you right then and there. Bro is literally willing to boom himself if it means protecting the future. You gotta respect dedication to the mission like that. After a few moments, we get a bird's eye view outside of the hideout, and Krillin is ready to square up with Trunks. Tell him, buddy, that they ain't all Super Saiyans out here, so next time he gets the idea to take out a building while they're still standing in it, he better speak up or they're gonna have to take this to the flagpole. It's Vegeta who speaks up next, remarking to his son that he doesn't even know why he did that in the first place, pointing over to Zack and Cody, who are carrying the tank out with the third android unscathed. Vegeta tells his son that the movie made was a rookie mistake, because now they know just how soft he is too after letting off a full power blast that couldn't even mess up their hair. On the far side of the mountain, we see the androids activate the pod, and this 7'3" Terminator ass looking robot wakes up smiling, looking like he just knows he's about to cause some mischief. What kills me the most about his activation though is in the anime the way they are cooking this boy up. I mean, Krillin, Vegeta, and even the narrator were cooking this man up relentlessly. Old ugly ass boy, old David Hasselhoff looking boy. They were doing him so dirty, I almost had a teardrop coming out my eye. It was just so unnecessary. Like, I'm looking at dude and all I can think is, damn, is bro really that ugly? Is it because he's a ginger? I don't know what to make of it, y'all. All I know is that it felt mad unprompted and had me wondering why in the world are they doing him like this? After the roast session is up, Body and Clyde attempt to make small talk, but the man's is not having it. Probably still pissed off from the way he was getting cooked up earlier. But when 17 mentions his Oof Goku protocol, Big Man's eyes start lighting up and he's like, yes sir, that is indeed the mission. 17 decides that now that Jiro got waxed, they still need some type of purpose, but it couldn't hurt to fly and have a little fun along the way. So eventually the three head off, landing on the highway, deciding they want to get on their GTA timing and snag the next vehicle they see to take a nice family vacation over to Goku's. And speaking of Goku, this is about the time we start getting some of the filler content of Goku fighting invisible demons in his sleep while battling the acid reflux. And I mean, this fella Goku was stressing while he was knocked out, seeing visions of fights he ain't even had yet, sweating more than an OF model in church while swinging, and almost knocking out his wife and Yamcha while he wasn't even conscious. The only thing that I could think of every time this section would pop up was that old Ghetto Boy song, My Mind Playing Tricks on Me. Oh, I sit alone in my four-corner room staring at candles looking boy. Alright, let me leave Kakarot alone for a minute, because back on the highway, Vegeta's just starting to realize how bad he got hoed and is none too happy about it. He starts thinking back in the laboratory and how Larry, Moe, and Curly all just flew away without even looking his direction, and starts losing his mind a little bit. Dude cannot bear the thought of the androids not viewing him as enough of a threat to fight, and decides that if they're just gonna walk away, then he's gonna chase them down himself and make his presence known. This is when Trunks steps up to the plate again and jumps in front of his father. Trunks once again pleads with his dad to wait before going after Bert and Ernie. He reminds him that he's a Super Saiyan himself and stood no shot. So the smartest thing they could do is once again wait for Goku to recover so they can all go in at full strength and try their luck when the odds are in their favor. I know Vegeta was starting to feel like that one Simpsons skit where Homer goes into the meeting with a movie script and is like, when Poochie's off screen, everyone should be asking, where's Poochie? Except replace Poochie with Goku.
Whenever
Goku.
Not on screen, all the other characters should be asking, where's
Goku? Dude cannot escape the shadow of Goku for his life. Having reached the limit of his patience, this man Vegeta balls his fist and gut shots his son square in the solar plexus without warning, telling him to never bring Kakarot's name up around here again and that he's going to take care of the android problem himself. With this act of domestic violence completed, Vegeta flies off for one of the worst ass whoopings of his entire life. Man like Vegeta finds the androids along the highway and asks them where they're going. 18 bluntly replies that they're heading in the mountains to smoke on that Goku pack. Vegeta smiles, saying that he figured as much, but they ain't gonna make it that far because now they have him to deal with. 17 hits him with the old brother, this guy stinks gag from SpongeBob before Vegeta starts stancing up and tells him that he's not playing and he starts roasting him, asking him which one wants to lose their head first, the Twink, the OF model, or David Hasselhoff, because he has hands ready for each one of them. 18 volunteers big man, stating that they're all curious to see what he can do. But in an act of pure comedy, Buddy just says no further explanation or justification given. Vegeta hears this and starts gassing himself up crazy, saying, yeah, looks like at least one of y'all knows what your boy is capable of. I suggest the rest of y'all think long and hard about it too. 18 getting real sick of Peter Popoff by this point is like, you know what, let me go. Vegeta laughs and gets battle ready, warning her that his hands are like Minecraft, they're rated E for everyone. 18 just stares blankly back at dude like, I cannot wait to run this fade before the two of them get to throwing hands. Now, as much as I enjoy some Vegeta slander, to keep it a whole bean, this fight is sick. Vegeta starts off looking good, with the two throwing flurries back and forth until 18 really starts swinging and ends up lodging her whole ass fist into the side of a mountain. I love this part because Vegeta low-key looks nervous for a minute, like, damn, bro, I knew she was tough, but I didn't realize she hit that hard. Dude, this
right, like, yo,
distance and throws her into the side of a mountain. 18 literally yells at him while stuck in the mountain, boy, I hope that ain't all you got, because if so, you're cooked out here. Vegeta really didn't like that comment, and shortly after this, socks her square in the face and sends her flying across the air. Now, in my head, I'm like, all right, Vegeta, you got momentum. Now would be a perfect time to start comboing her up and doing your thing. But once again, them Saiyan genetics start to take hold, and instead of continuing the fight, Vegeta grabs a mic like this is Def Comedy Jam and starts roasting her once again, telling 18 that if she's a good girl, when he's done folding her, he'll make her into something useful like a washing machine or a toaster oven. I see you, Vegeta, with a low-key misogyny out here. Of course, she had to be a cleaning or a kitchen appliance, right? After listening to this nonsense, 18 starts reading my mind and it's like, I'm getting real sick of this dude's mouth. Smiling while taking the fight to a new location. In the anime, the two fly for a bit until 18 takes the fight to the highway yet again. This time landing on top of a moving semi so the two can duke it out up there for God knows what reason. Vegeta spits out one or two more one-liners before 18 realizes she can't take it anymore and starts swinging on him. Their back and forth in the middle of traffic goes about as well as expected, with the chaos leading to the needless deaths of multiple civilians who wreck into or off the side of the mountain because these two decided they wanted to add a few more theatrics to the scuffle. Then, in perhaps the most unnecessary move in all the fight, Vegeta decides that he's getting sick of fisticuffs and he wants to end this with a single blast. Standing right behind 18 is a trucker carrying a load of paper clips one day from retirement. Not giving a single solitary F, Vegeta fires off, 18 jumps, and the blast absolutely decimates the trucker and the entire side of the road dude was parked on. I promise you, King Yemma has a special spot in hell specifically with Vegeta's name on it because the amount of needless carnage this dude is responsible for is barely quantifiable at this point. Feeling like it's getting close to time to wrap all this up, 18 acknowledges that she's been holding back and Vegeta admits that he has as well. 18 advises the bite size, saying that he might want to crank up the heat a few notches within the next few seconds because she's going to start getting serious from here on out. And with that warning, 18 gives Vegeta head and not the kind he wants, leaving him dazed and confused. Vegeta returns the hit with a punch straight to the stomach, the same kind that made Trunks throw up his lunch earlier. Without even changing their facial expression, 18 gives him with a shot to the gut just to return the favor. But unlike his hit to the stomach, that junk rocked this man's world, had him seeing stars like when you get stunned in Street Fighter 2. Then this woman takes her index finger and puts Vegeta's head back into position in the most disrespectful way possible, and follows that up with a hook that sends this man flying into the scenery with a hole so big it looks like he was starting to build his own apartment complex. Vegeta slowly makes his way out of his new condo smiling, but everybody knows that he's crying underneath that like that one Wojak meme. This is when Trunks and the rest of the cavalry arrive. 17 peeps this and thinks to himself that they're the only ones allowed to run games, and gives the rest of the fighters an ultimatum. Either they let 18 and Vegeta finish a scrap one-on-one, or he will intervene directly should someone try to step in and play the hero. After spitting out some of his teeth in the side of the road walking off that hook he took from 18, Vegeta tells 17 that he might as well not even have said that, because he would rather die than let some Earthlings and a Namekian of all people provide him support while he's in a scrap. Nothing like casual racism while you're getting your teeth beat in to really set the tone. But now with the rules in place, the blonde on blonde violence once again is ready to begin. And let me tell y'all, this was a slobber knocker. 18 swings on Vegeta with bad intentions. It connects, but he recovers Rey Mysterio style and pays her back with a double axe handle that leaves her etched into the side of a cliff. This time, instead of firing off at the mouth, Vegeta fires off from his hands and shoots a beam directly at the hole 18 was climbing out of, nuking the entire arena. After the smoke clears, 18 emerges, her clothes absolutely total, but outside of a few scratches not seeming too worse for wear. The two fighters continue going at each other while the rest of the Z fighters look on in amazement. Trunks thinks to himself, my dad is kind of a douche, but I'll be damned if he can't throw some hands. Tien and Krillin, looking at Vegeta's offense, are convinced that the fight is his. Piccolo is once again the only one with his eyes truly open, telling the rest of them that he hates to be that Namekian, but Vegeta's about to bite it. Everyone looks on at Piccolo in confusion, but he explains, yeah, Vegeta's looking sweet right now, but if you pay attention, every attack is leaving bro just a little bit more exhausted. Now peep the android on the other hand. She has been going 100% this whole time and is even breathing heavy. This keeps up the way it is, the prince is going to be getting his wig pushed back in just a few moments. And like that, almost as if on cue, 18 sweeps the leg, hooks Vegeta in the face, and for the finishing touch, lets off a kick that nails Vegeta right in his elbow, completely shattering the warrior's arm and leaving his ping pong career in shambles. Seeing his father's good three-point arm get snapped in half like some chopsticks, young Trunks feels like he has no choice but to intervene. Piccolo calls out to the young man to wait, but it's too late. The Royal Rumble is already set in motion. And when I tell y'all that these fellas got their ass whooped, the words barely do a justification. Trunks swings on 18, who blocks the sword with her arm. 17 then comes out the cut and booms Buddy in the back, leaving him in the dirt halfway asleep off of one hit. Then 17 peeps Tien just staring at the situation with his mouth open. Is like, nah, young bull, you don't get off that easy, and puts this man in a headlock, damn near yawning thinking about how light of work this was. Then Vegeta, peeping that the situation is going foobar, tries to fly up and knock the dust off of 17, but he gets grabbed by 18, throwing like used football pass directly into his son Trunks, crashing into him and lying in the mud next to each other thinking about the intergenerational ass whooping they just took. And it only gets worse from here. The man Tien gets put to sleep by Dylan Sprouse, who then chucks the dude on the floor like that one kid in Toy Story who gets bored with his toys. He sees Piccolo fly up, weaves the hit, then hits the green man so hard you can literally see Buddy's fist imprint on the other side before Piccolo starts wheezing for a glass of milk as he waddles to the canyon floor. Then in the manga, Vegeta gets up for another attack, Cole Sprouse dodges it, knocks him across the ground again, and in an act of pure violence breaks Buddy's other arm till he's lying on the floor looking like the knight from that Monty Python skit. Then for the cherry on top of the ass-beating sundae, the androids roll up on Krillin, who by this point you can tell from one look that he wants zero smoke, and recommends that he throw all his homies a perk and to tell them that they're down for round 3 whenever they regain consciousness. Bro, if this is me, I'm hanging up the gloves right here. Not since the Saiyans' arrival have I seen the Z homies get clapped up so utterly. And it's with this sad turn of events that we're gonna call it. While the Android Royal Rumble was one for the ages, you never forget a clapping of that magnitude. It might be time for these fellas to all feign like they got the heart virus too and wait for Kakarot to come out as coma, because whatever they just tried is not it. Tune in next time where we see Piccolo reflect on the mollywhopping he just received and decides to take drastic measures. Will Piccolo's plan be enough, or has 17 and 18's awakening all but assured the Earth's destruction? Be easy, y'all, and talk to you in the next video.
When you and the team are...
They got 4 slots.
Man, he ain't even punch Piccolo. He
They
gave
got
him
four.
a back-to-back wrist.
It's like, so you know what a pimp about to slap a female when they go, blah, they go to shit. All that right there, bro. That's crazy.
Piccolo said, damn, this man. I got fused with the old neck in for this guy.
He said, hey, old man, I need that fusion. I need that fusion. You guys want more reaction videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Trying to get to 500, and I'm gonna try to get to 1,000. Y'all take care now.